you really, I really have to give them credits, because if I look at Tottenham, and I come from Holland, but I did watch a lot of Match of the Day, and I think about Ginola, Paul Gascoigne, Glenn Hoddle, and Reece Modric. For me, Rafael van der Vaart, Gareth Bale. They've always been a certain brand in football for me, and a certain identity, and I think Postecoglou gives them that identity back completely. So it's every time a joy to watch them, and sometimes results once in a while go against them, but I think they were one of the teams that beat City, like us. Not all of them beat them in the manner like we did, and Tottenham did, because it was completely deserved in these two situations. Dominated the whole game. We and Tottenham. So great work that Ange is doing over there, and I hope this has been seen a bit more. And I also hope that he wins a trophy, not the League Cup, but I'm completely a fan of his team for the Europa League, because people always talk about trophies, and that is so important. Now, for me, his brand of football, his style of football is so much more important, and if he can combine it with winning something, that would be so good for football in general, because then people can stop talking about it. It's too attacking or whatever. How on earth can you play two attacking?
Organised, a bit like Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. There's a carnage there. It's enduring. You love watching it. You want to enjoy watching it, but I think it's just inherent to who Spurs are. I think the one thing they've always wanted is stability. But with where they are at the moment, you just don't get it. Like, you score some great goals, and then you give Palace and Ipswich their first wins of the season, or you never draw as well. It's either a win or loss. There's never any balance in anything they do, and I think this game against Liverpool is a prime example of what they're going to be, because they probably will score goals, but they'll definitely concede goals as well.
19 in the last 3 domestic games, for and against, for Spurs.
It's incredible.
Now, it is insane, and that's why we're talking about that emotional rollercoaster. And as you mentioned, there's no draws, there's no middle ground. It's just high or low, done. And think about the League Cup as well. And they were leading 3-0.
To be leading and then to let the opposition back in that fashion is... So Spurs, they're probably just numb to it now. They probably expect that if we score 2 goals, we will concede at some point. Chelsea did it to them. They've done it a few times this season. But I think in the back of their minds, Andrew's very chirpy in his press conference. I think in his mind, he knows that he came out and said, in my second season, I'll win something. That's given him the opportunity to potentially do that there. In the league, it's here and there, but he knows in the back of his head, if I can try and get one of these cups over the line and change the narrative of us being winners, at least I've fulfilled something. But again, like, in them sort of games, if you're conceding goals like that...
Yeah. And the thing is that Spurs versus Liverpool is always chaos. There's always drama. Yeah, last year was the last season was the Luis Diaz VAR. Yeah, I did my first live studio. And what is the build-up? It's the VAR audio being released of this. Like, talk about being thrown in the deep end. Because they released the audio of that and the offside and just the chaos involved. And it's got to be Spurs-Liverpool, isn't it? This game is always drama.
It's always drama. I feel for him as well, because that was a great goal. Really, really well taken. But it's the fixture. I think the last time one team kept a clean sheet in this fixture was like 4 years ago or something outrageous. It's like, the stats are bonkers, genuinely. You're guaranteed to see goals. You've got 2 brilliant attacking footballing sides. And usually the attackers score. There's not really much to say on the game. On the fixture, sorry. I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah, look at that, the own goal as well. Always produce drama, as I mentioned, but Spurs have won. Liverpool have lost only 2 of their last 23 Premier League games against Spurs. So even though it gives us drama, there is a consistency for Liverpool.
There is a consistency, and I think in general, Liverpool fans would probably say at the moment it's been quite interesting. They've not been as swashbuckling and flying as they were at some parts of the season. But if they are goal down, they have faith that Mo Salah or someone will come and give them a goal. Jota being back for them is amazing at this time of year. Absolutely amazing. And I think in their heads, they know that they're more likely to concede less than Spurs. So already you're going into this game thinking, well, we can probably win if that's the approach, right? But it'll be interesting to see.
The shootout you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is another one. But what I am intrigued is to see Spurs did against City where they adjusted slightly. They played a bit of a lower block, and it was the first time I saw Ange do something that was a bit different from the norm. Can they implement something like that against Liverpool? Can they nullify the attack? And if they try to, it actually might make the game a bit more interesting.
But what would be interesting is if Spurs do decide to drop, Mo's going to get the ball to feet, which is where he wants it. Yeah. Luis Diaz is going to get the ball to feet where he wants it. And then they're driving at the Spurs fullbacks who, in my opinion, are nowhere near good enough to deal with that threat. So, again, that might play into their strengths. Who'll be a manager?
Are they having a bit of a confidence issue, do you think? Because, the drop points against Fulham, drop points in the game before that as well, Liverpool. And would that be playing on their minds at all? And to add to that, this defensive solidity that the early part of the season was built on seems to be crumbling a little bit now.
I don't think it's a lack of confidence at all, based on the attacking threat that they possess. Mistakes will always happen in games, but it's how you deal with those mistakes. And we're talking about a Liverpool side who have lost one game in the Premier League all season.
Yeah,
that stat in itself at this stage of the season is phenomenal. I'm not concerned or worried about Liverpool losing. I think it actually shows great character, them being able to come from behind. Knowing that they trust Mo Salah and Jota and Luis Diaz, and they've got so many fantastic football players that are lethal, and Nunez, as we saw briefly there as well. I don't think they're concerned or worried in the slightest.
So you don't think going into this game any of that there'll be a little bit of dip of confidence?
No.
Okay.
I think the same. I think, as you've just rightly said, they know that if we stay in the game long enough and we're not winning, we have the potential to. We've got match winners everywhere. We've got players of quality that can make something happen. We've got players that have X factor. So they will be confident that, and again, they're playing the team that they know can see goals. So that already that psychological boost of we're definitely getting a few here today is already in their mind. So I think they'll be up for this game.